Hi everyone, welcome back to Arif's Learning Lab. Today I am excited to dive into a topic that many of you have been asking about: how to become a SAP UI5 full stack developer. I have received numerous questions and requests about this path, and I think it's the perfect time to clean up any confusion. In this video, I will explore the key skills and knowledge areas you need to become a perfect SAP full stack developer. So, if you are ready to take your SAP skills to the next level and build robust and SAP full-scale applications, make sure you stick around and let's get started. So first, let's start with that architecture, because from that architecture, you can easily identify and understand what is the difference between the front-end server developer and what is the back-end developer, and what is their responsibility. So in this architecture, you can see the first layer is the SAP HANA. You can notice that it is not the SAP S4 HANA, it is only the HANA. That means that is the SAP HANA database. So it is also written that is the database table. And in that database layer, you can see that is the CDS view. Why it is CDS view is here? Because CDS view run on that database layer. It is not run in the application layer. So if you develop any CDS view to provide data, obviously it will give the high performance. So that is the reason actually nowadays is all company is moved to the CDS view. So as a backend developer, they always have to prepare the CDS view. And after that, actually, there is new concept that is the OData service and gateway. Basically, after completing this OData survey, after completing this CDS view, they need to provide the OData service. Why OData service? Because you can see that is the application level. Application level, it is using that SAP Fiori apps, Fiori Launchpad, and other applications. So this layer and this SAP database layer is totally different. And when you prepare the CDS view, actually in the backend, it will generate the SQL view code, and it will retrieve the data, and you can see the data using your CDS view. But if the front-end developer develop their application using the SAP UI5, then this SAP Fiori app don't know about anything about the CDS view. It don't know about the SAP. It don't know about that whatever the other things, or what is the way data is coming. The SAP UI5 know only and only the OData service. Okay, so that is the reason as a backend developer, he needs to create a CDS view, and after that he need to prepare a OData service, and this OData service, that is the way that is called the SAP Gateway service. So as a backend developer, first he need to prepare a CDS view. After that, he needs to create the OData service and give this OData service to the front-end developer, and front-end developer will start work based on that service. So for example, there is a project. In that project, it's just a simple report. There is no insert, update, delete concept. It's just a report. I means that in the master page, it will show a list of order, and when the user click on that button, then it will show the detailed page with everything. So as a backend developer, he needs to understand that what he needs to do. So there is in the CDS view, it is also related with that association, because like when they click on the list, it will show the details. So that is the concept of the association that is part of that CDS view. And another thing, as a backend developer, when they create any serious view, first of all, again I'm saying that first of all, he need to understand that what application will consume his serious view. I mean that if it is the Fiori applications or it's the any other RESTful application model, so he needs to know that what the application that will consume his serious view, because based on that, based on the requirement, he needs to make the serious view. For example, if the application is only for the Fiori applications, then he needs to create the serious view. He don't need to worry about any annotations. Annotation will use very minimum levels. It's very, very minimum level. So that is the reason some people may think that he don't know anything about the annotation, but he hear about that there are lots of applications, they use annotations and he don't know annotations. So if he don't know annotation, how he can make the serious view? It's the concept is totally wrong. So if it is the Fiori applications, you don't need to think about that annotations. You can just simply make a serious view. After that, you can make a OData service, and that Fiori applications easily can consume your data from the serious view. But if your serious view, if it is the RESTful application programming model, then obviously you have to know properly the annotations, because the RESTful application is the total annotation based. So you have to make your serious view with that formats. Otherwise, REP cannot consume. So that is the simple term is that if it is the Fiori applications, and if you want to become a full stack developer for that UI5, then you don't need to know any annotation. You just simply create a serious view OData service, and after that it will consume. So once you complete that up to the OData service, then actually developer can start, the front-end developer, he can start the application based on your OData service. But it doesn't matter that you can give to the developer the full, I mean that it's, for example, to create a full OData service, it may take time. So you can also give, if you understand what is the requirement, you can also prepare the dummy data. You can create a dummy service with that, like with the sample data, and you can give it to the developer. So developer can just start work on that. So this is the part, I mean that up to that part, up to that part, you work as a backend developer and use your data, your service, the front-end developer will use this. So then actually you need to know how to create SAP UI5 applications, because if you already know about that, you can just make a SAP Fiori applications and you can just consume that service. That's it. But if the requirement is different, if you can see that is that there is above layer and that is the transactional logic, analytics, I didn't talk about this. Because if your requirement is only report, there is no insert, update, delete, then there is no require this above layer. If you know the serious view, you can just make your developments, you can make a serious view and you can make a service. But if your project requirement is to they need to update the service, for example, first they want to view the list of purchase order, and after that they need to approve, then you need to use that above layer. I mean that you need to create or you need to update the BAPI. From that BAPI, actually it will manipulate the data, and after that actually it will consume from that applications. But if it is the only report, then it's still not require that above layer. So whatever you do, actually, if you want to update inside or CRUD operation, that everything will come through that OData service or that gateway service. But if there is any transaction logics or if it is any analytics purpose, then you need to come or you need to work with that above layer. You need to prepare the body or other things. So that is the two layer, and finally, you need to consume your applications in the above in that SAP UI5. So you need to know the UI5 applications, and user need to use this above through the SAP Launchpad. So, for example, if any applications, SAP application, they execute through the tickets. And but for Fiori application, they need to use Fiori Launchpad with the tiles, so that is the link, and this link trigger to your Fiori applications. So that is the reason actually that is all part about that Fiori level. Okay, so let's go to the next. Actually, now we need to know as a full stack developer, what is the scope and what you need to know, which part. You don't need to know everything. There are so many things, so many confusions, but you need to stick about that scope. That is only CDS view. Again, I'm saying that you need to know what is what applications will consume your data. Based on that, you need to make the CDS view. If it is the SAP UI5 application, that is just a simply CDS view. If it is the RAP or RESTful application model, then you need to make CDS view with the annotations. So after that, you need to go to the gateway service. In that gateway service, you will have to make a register. You need to make your service, and this service, it will convert to the OData service. And finally, SAP UI5 will consume your OData service, and user will access your SAP UI5 applications through the Fiori Launchpad. So here, that is the Fiori SAP UI5. It's just a framework, and the Fiori is just a design guideline. I mean that SAP UI5 is a kind of framework that follow that design guidelines. So that is the reason there are some principle I'm not talking about in details, but that is the reason actually you need to use the SAP UI5 frameworks, because it follow the Fiori. So you know that is the mainly you need to know the CDS view and just how to make the OData service, and you mainly know that how to make the applications using UI5 and user can access. That's the scope for a full stack developer for SAP UI5. So now let's talk about that different project step. Actually, how step by step you can develop you can prepare projects, and you can deliver your project to the client. Okay, so for example, now you know how you can make CDS view and how you can create a SAP UI5 applications, and how you know the SAP Fiori configurations. So first of all, you need to understand the project overview. You need to understand that what is the projects, what you want to do. If you are a beginner level, you can make your own test case, that I want to prepare a PU and details. I mean that you want to make a report. Based on that report, in the main page, you will show a list of PU, and once the user click on that PU, it will show the details like the supplier, it will show the items and so on. So first you need to understand the project overview, or you can make a your own test case. And after that, you have to prepare your setup development environments. So in that setup, actually, you can start your journey. So it's just tools, and you need some installations. So I will also show you in details here. So after that, you can develop a fast application, SAP UI5. And after that, you have to create a CDS view, because you already know that what's the requirements. So if you want to develop applications for the report purpose, then you need to make a CDS view. You can make a one CDS for the list of view, and you can make another CDS for the details, and you can make a association from first CDS view to second CDS view. So that's the things actually you have to prepare with the CDS view. And after that, you have to add authorizations in the CDS view, because SAP Fiori application is the role-based, and one user will not. It's look like that one user should not see all data. It's the segregations of duties. So, for example, one user wants to show only the supplier, and other user want to see only the product. So in that purpose, you need to give the access and authorizations in the CDS view. So that you have to add on the CDS view. And once everything is done, after that, you have to create a OData service. OData service, what I told, because like SAP Fiori applications only know the OData service, because it's not know about your CDS view or whatever it is. And after that, actually, you need to check your ODS service, OData service to the Postman. Postman is kind of a software. In that software, you can check that how it is behave. How you can, so in the Postman's, you can make a different, you can make your own link that how is the output, and you can save, and after that you can give this Postman service to the tester, and they can just log in, and they can just use their own logic to check. And after that, you have to develop master page. As I said, that if it is only the report purpose, you need one master page, and you also need a detail page to view the data. And also you have to know about how you can add that data, how you can add the split view applications. You can use the flexible model, whatever it is, but you will have to make this. So once you complete your applications, then you can find like your applications will develop in your local laptop using the BS code, and you are getting data only from the SAP, but your code in your local computer is not in the SAP systems. But when you deploy in the SAP systems, then actually user will not browse data from your local laptop, right? So that is the reason your code need to deploy in your SAP system. So before deploying, you need to build your applications. Build means that once you build your applications, then actually user will, that you can deploy the SAP on-premises systems, or you can deploy in Cloud Foundry. So first of all, you have to build your applications, and it will store in the multi-destinations folder. After that, once the build is done, then actually you need to deploy your applications. It doesn't matter where you want to deploy. You can deploy in the on-premises systems, or you can deploy in the Cloud Foundry. And after that, you need to prepare the launchpad, because if you deploy, then user want to know that how they want to use this, right? So you need to provide a link. So Launchpad is a systems. In that systems, that is the user can access their applications. For example, it is if you prepare a above applications, you need to give the ticket to the users, but SAP Fiori applications, you need to give a link, and this link is integrated with the Fiori Launchpad. So that is the reason actually you have to configure the Launchpad. That's the step for the beginner. So you have to prepare that. But in your company, you may think that already it is configured. So now you need to create the tiles. Why we need to tiles? Because like you want to develop two applications. One is the product reports, another is the HR management reports. So you need two icons. So you have to prepare the two tiles. So that is the reason the tiles is required to access this. And after that, actually, you have to create an authorization object. This authorization object is linked with that SAP CDS link with the SAP CDS authorizations. I mean that first you have to create the authorization object. After that, actually, you need to add this authorization object to the CDS view, and based on that, user will get the access. And here, the second part is that you need to add this authorization object to the role. Basically, once you create the authorization object, this authorization object you need to add to the CDS view, and as well as you have to create a rule and you have to assign this authorization object. So based on that authorization object, user actually can see the data. If you make a rule like for this is for the product view, and you have to make an authorization object to see only the product, and you need to assign this role to the user, and user can see these data accordingly. So after that, once you create the rule, and after that you need to assign this rule to the users, and now user is ready to get the data. If in future, if any user just want to see that he want to see both like HR data and the product data, then you just assign the both role to the user and user can see. And finally, you will inform to the user that your application is ready, and you can give the link of that Fiori tiles that actually they can just access through the Launchpad. So that's the full step you need to follow to do everything on that SAP Fiori UI5. And it's only this step you have to maintain, nothing else. So if you do this, you can do everything. So now let's talk about that what tools you need to know. So if you don't have any access to your office, I mean that if you don't have any environments, first of all you need that SAP to work on that. So that is the reason, if you don't have any other option, that you have to download and install that above trial edition. So this trial edition is come with some data, and that data actually you can install your own laptop. And once you know that how to install your own laptop, and after that you need to start, and you can easily run that SAP trial editions, and you can do the further. And you also need to actually, I have another video. In that video you will get the step by step how you can download and install. And basically your laptop will need 32 GB RAM. For that, actually it's like 24 GB RAM, but 32 GB is best. And if you have the 32 GB RAMs, then your laptop is enough to do that. And I have separate video, so that I will put a link so that you can just follow. And Docker you need to install, because that SAP trial edition actually run on that Docker, so that is the reason you need to install. And after that, actually you need to install the Eclipse, and this Eclipse is required to prepare the CDS view, because actually if you work on that CDS view, that only additive above development tool will have that access to make the CDS view. So you need to download and you need to install the Eclipse. And if you don't know how to install, then you can also have that SAP HANA Studio. You can download and you can install. It's the easy. And you need to install the Node.js, because that is the main compiler of UI5. So you need to install, and after that, actually, you need to install the VS Code. The VS Code is required to prepare or develop your SAP UI5 applications. So basically, that is the Eclipse. Eclipse is for that CDS view, and UI5, that is for that VS Code. Okay, so this you need to install, and after that Postman. So when you configure your applications, or when you prepare your CDS view, this CDS view need to test. So you have to use the Postman. There is when you start, you will really like it, because it will give some extra facilities. So for the tester, I mean that you can prepare some link and that give it to the user, so user can just check with that Postman. And also the GitHub. So GitHub, you know, that is for the function management, and you can store your data to the GitHub, and later you can clone, and you can update the version. So mainly those type of applications or those type of things you need to download, and you need to know about that. And that is the link that how you can download the link and you can install.